Talk TV. I figured we'd talk about something hot today since everybody is cold and miserable, or maybe not miserable, but everybody's at least cold, and everybody likes a good hot sauce. Joining us today are the founders of Laurel Urban Farms. They're specializing in growing and combining vibrant pepper varieties for their sauces. We've got Mike and Tally Scully joining us. Hi, Mike and Tally.
Hi, Rebecca. We love your show. Thank you for highlighting all the good things going on in Mississippi.
Well, I appreciate that. Rebecca. And I also appreciate what you guys are doing. And we always need another bottle of delicious sauce on our shelf. That's one thing that you can never have too many of. And so knowing that we can support someone local in their dreams of doing that, I think is definitely a good thing. So either one, take it. Where did you guys become the real pepper people? When did y'all get into the pepper growing business?
We've been growing farms from California to Florida for over a decade now, but then one day we just got really obsessed with this Peruvian pepper profile that kind of honored Michael's heritage. And from there, we just got fascinated with the shapes and colors and flavor profiles that came out of these really unique peppers. And the further we got into it, the more we realized that we enjoyed making craft hot sauces and blending those flavors kind of like wine to find unique and new flavor profiles.
So it's one thing to kind of do it on the side. It's another thing to kind of think, hey, other people would like this and we should expand it. Were y'all testing it out on your friends? Were you kind of already thinking, of ways to maybe make it in bigger batches other than just a home batch? Or was the business kind of an accidental happy out of the whole experience?
Absolutely. We went from being a cottage food industry company, which means that we basically were making it in our home kitchen for friends and family. And what we found is that people really liked our sauces, and we wanted to kind of double down on it. And we had the opportunity when we were on hometown to install a bigger greenhouse, which we desperately needed, in an urban farm right here on our property, so that we would have the ability to just step outside of our front door and grow the quality peppers that we knew would make these really great sauces. And as we expanded, we realized we needed more farm space, so we started working with our dear friend Jeremiah Hegwood, a regenerative farmer. And so we started growing our peppers also in a way that's sustainable long-term and also organic and heirloom. So everything that we put into it is our own grown ingredients, homegrown ingredients, which is really exciting.
I guess the peppers wouldn't really appreciate the snow or the no snow day that Laurel got this past week. But what is the typical sort of growing season? I know once you open it up and you want to make product and get those to people, you got to have more of a growing season to be able to do that. But what's the typical growing season of the peppers that you guys like for your business?
So our typical growing season is we start from heirloom seeds in our greenhouse, typically towards the end of February, and those go for about 6 weeks until they're rooted into 4-inch containers, and then those go directly either into our raised beds or into the ground. So things really start get going around the end of May into early June. And peppers love heat, which Mississippi has plenty of. So those continue to grow throughout the summer and all the way into the first frost. We were harvesting habaneros as late as December 1st. So that's typical of the growing season, and peppers just do wonderfully in South Mississippi here.
How many varieties of peppers are you guys now growing with Laurel Urban Farms?
Last year, we grew around 15 different varieties, ranging in heat levels, and that's going to be the Scoville heat scale, basically, and that's what kind of measures how much capsaicin is in each type of pepper. But we are always trialing new peppers, and that's kind of the exciting thing about finding a specialty crop that you enjoy, love growing, and then trialing it out, seeing what works. What do people like? What's too hot? What's not hot enough? What's too sweet? And so by blending, we're able to kind of create new flavor profiles, but that all starts with the individual types of peppers.
What's the hottest pepper you guys grow?
I'd say the hottest pepper we grow right now is the West Indies red habanero. That one has up to 350,000 Scoville scale. Some go really, really high, like the California Reaper and the new X pepper. But we're really trying to find peppers that complement food and don't necessarily burn your palate. So as foodies, it was important that it pairs well with foods and drinks.
What's the mildest pepper that you can grow or that you grow that kind of adds the complement or I guess helps cut some of the heat from the hotter peppers or for what's like some of us like me that just want to eat it, not in a sauce, but just sliced over something? What's your mildest pepper?
Well, I would say that we grew a lot of heirloom sweet peppers. We also grew one of the sweetest peppers, they say, in the entire world, which is the Lacia pepper out of Ukraine. Does well in Mississippi, and that actually, the sweetness from that tempers the heat of the habanero. So a lot of times you can kind of, and then the lowest, in answer to your question, the lowest heat of a true chili pepper that we grow is going to be the banana pepper. Really nice, still bite to it, but not with the heat.
I love a good banana pepper. I'm glad I fit into that profile in some way with you guys there at Laurel Urban Farms. I also like a little heat when it comes to sauces as well. And you're right, the recipe really matters. So when y'all first started this out, Mike and Tally, where were you getting your recipes from? Was it kind of like trial and error from, recipes passed down? Did you kind of go to the internet just see kind of what we had versus, what they said and kind of tried it out? Or where did you get your first sauce recipes from?
As far as the hot sauce recipes, it was all experimental. So just something in our own home kitchen, blending our peppers and then sending that out to friends. We are fortunate to know some chefs, having them trial it in their kitchens and say, yeah, this is great, or maybe tweak this or whatnot. And our peppers have some really basic, or the hot sauce has really basic ingredients. In fact, on our FDA-approved 3 sauces that we have right now, there's only unregistrable, doesn't even register on the nutrition label, salt and sugar. And then the other components are the heirloom peppers, vinegar, and garlic. And all the vinegar and garlic all the garlic and peppers we grow ourselves at our own farms. And then we blend in that fashion. And then we've, for example, frittata, which is something really easy to make for dinner. It's just eggs and your favorite meats and cheese blended and baked. We add hot sauce to that, and that's something that's been real popular among our customers and fans.
When you first try a new recipe, do y'all just do it straight out the spoon or straight on the finger, or do y'all have like a system to trying out one of your new sauce recipes?
Well, we love to cook, and so a lot of it is just experimentation with what we're eating. We eat a lot of fresh veggies, so just kind of finding that perfect kick for your greens or a marinade for a chicken dish or, a way to make meal prep easier by having a condiment that's low in salt and sugar but adds a ton of flavor and is able to give a little bit of heat and nuance and just kind of spice it up a little bit. And so I think that.
But to really answer your question, when we're at a festival and we're saying to people stopping by our booth, as an example, would you like to try some craft hot sauce? It's either on a spoon or on a chip, just so you can really taste the flavor, full flavor.
And that's a good hot sauce, too, is when you can actually taste that there's other ingredients other than just hot that's in there, right? Like you like one that kind of like you mentioned, takes something familiar like a frittata or scrambled eggs. I'm a big fan of putting hot sauce on scrambled eggs in general. And it just tastes a little different, but still like that familiar meal that you're looking forward to. And that's why folks like so many. That's why you can have a variety at home and, always bring in new ones. It doesn't feel like you have to be structured to just one simple favorite hot sauce. So you guys mentioned that you had 3 now. What's the names of them?
So our 3 sauces are Inca's Gold, like Inca from the Peruvian history, and then our dog is also named Inca. But that's a combination of ahi peppers that have been around since 3000 BC, and that's probably our mildest sauce. It's probably a 3 out of 10 if 10 was a ghost pepper or a California Reaper. Our next sauce is Pink Panther, and that's a purple cayenne, which is really, cayenne sauce in the South is something that a lot of people are used to.
Mike, and over on the Good Things Facebook group, we've gotten the conversation started asking you, what is your favorite hot sauce? That is because we are celebrating hot sauces today. We've got Mike and Tally Scully. They are the founders of Laurel Urban Farms, where they're growing like 15 different varieties of peppers, you guys said, to make your 3 FDA-approved hot sauces that are on the market. And Mike, you were in the middle of telling us about the second one. We got up against the break, so I apologize about that. But what's your third, or you can kind of recap the first two of y'all's your product.
Sure. Just real quick recap. Inca's Gold, so low, our most mildest flavor. Second would be Pink Panther, which is a cayenne, purple cayenne hot sauce, probably on the 6 to 10 scale. And our third sauce is Haba Lava, and that's the habanero hot sauce, and that's probably right there in that 6 out of 10 range, so high, medium, and those are our 3 sauces.
So right now, other than if folks come out and see you at a trade show or when you guys are out and about, are there ways to order online? Are they in any stores in Laurel or beyond in Mississippi?
Yes, actually. So we have a website, and it's laurelurbanfarms.com. So that's one way to order, whether you're in the state of Mississippi or outside. And then there's also Lee's Coffee and Tea in Laurel, Mississippi, that we offer our hot sauce for sale. And then in a new grocery store called Sincerely Grocery in Hattiesburg on Main Street is also carrying our sauces, which is really exciting.
Congratulations.
And of course, you'll find us on the festival scene. We try to get out and about and do tastings and pop-ups here and there. So you never know when our hot sauce pop-up might occur.
You also mentioned that you guys had the opportunity to be part of one of the seasons and episodes of Hometown, which is the HGTV show. They're based in Laurel, Mississippi. How did that come about for you guys?
So, really, we've been trying to get a greenhouse and a big garden installed. So, knowing Ben and Aaron and what they bring to the table as far as kind of making people's dreams come true. Plus, we have a relationship with the production crew, some of the people that work behind the scenes and on camera, and they encourage us that it would be something neat to do, since HGTV tends to be a lot of remodeling and whatnot, but it's also got the G, so that was kind of our slogan. We wanted to bring the G back to HGTV with the gardening aspect.
And then also, Laurel is my hometown, and Michael and I moved away to California and Florida for almost 20 years. So this is a true return to home, a call to home, to do something cool in Laurel. It's a dream.
I know gardening means a lot to you guys, too. I never thought about bringing the G back to the HGTV. Kudos to that. You're right. They kind of forgot about that. They've forgotten about that in some of their latest endeavors. And it would be cool to see. And as, sitting here thinking about the cold right now, most folks aren't thinking about gardening, but your true gardeners are. They're thinking about when's that last, frost for them to get in their spring plants. But you guys also try to encourage folks to think about gardening or farming. What is kind of your stance for folks that maybe have never done that, or specifically peppers, to branch out and try something new?
Oh, absolutely. And you guys, you have to get seed catalogs. They're free, a wealth of information. They give you so much inspiration and get you so excited for the new gardening season ahead. So that's what we do in this time of the year. We start Dream and Garden, and that all starts with a seed catalog. Peppers are one of the easiest things to grow. Just about anybody can do it. If you don't feel comfortable starting seeds, you can always find good plant material. A lot of times, I know in Jackson, they have good heirlooms too. So keep your eyes open as you get into that kind of March and April and start seeing what comes out, or grow your own. It's just a really, really wonderful process, and it gives you a lot of self-confidence, and also is very healthy for you. The pepper plant itself is a very healthy plant.
You guys have been intentional, Mike and Tally, about maybe doing things a little more traditional, like going either organic or using other forms of pesticides or not using any and sort of keeping your crops healthy and growing. Why was that? Why were you guys very intentional about choosing that kind of route in your farming?
Well, one thing we really focus on is building the soil, because healthy plants start with healthy soil. So I would say that by going regenerative or going organic, what we're able to do is create a sustainable environment in which your soil is improving, and with healthy soil comes healthy plants that are less subjected to insect pressure and disease pressure. So there are a lot of benefits for gardeners who are looking to make a transition back to the natural ways of doing things, and that really for us starts with the soil.
We have a text line, guys, and we have a friend, Will from Yazoo, who has chimed in here on Good Things, and they want to know if you've ever grown a pepper called chili petin, and I may not be saying that correctly, Petin. He heard from a good friend who's no longer with him from South Texas that it was a good pepper to grow for sauces, and he was just curious if you guys had grown that.
Did you say the pecan pepper?
Probably chili, Petin. Yeah, I'm not good with pronouncing it, but it sounds like you know what I'm talking about, or what he's talking about.
Well, it's interesting. Just recently we had a new friend, bring us seeds from her garden. It is a fabulous way to share with your neighbor, to try new pepper flavors. I have tried that one. It is quite zippy and is wonderful for sauces and vinegars and things like that. If we're talking about the same pepper, there's so many amazing varieties. But yes, that one in particular, I'm certain is a good, pretty zippy pepper, on the smaller side. That is a good starter pepper.
I like that word zippy. I feel like I'm going to use it more. It makes me happy, Tally. Other than maybe just a banana pepper or your jalapeno pepper, I feel like even as a good gardener, I know those two. If somebody in Mississippi listening to Good Things wanted to branch out and maybe grow one or two other varieties this coming up spring or summer, which would be two good ones to start with that are different and maybe challenges their taste buds or what they're used to, but would grow really good here?
Well, I can tell you what we got started in with these peppers. It is just a unique flavor profile like I've never tried before. It's more tropical. It's got citrus notes to it. So try, something from India. Try something from Peru. Try some of whatever your favorite cuisine is. Lean into that type of pepper. That would be my best advice, because if you grow it, you should use it. And so it should be a flavor profile that you like.
That's great advice. And you guys have great recipes, too, as well as the ability to purchase your three sauces, or one of your three sauces, or all three, I guess, over on your website. Where can folks stay connected with what you guys are doing, or as you grow your farm into what y'all are doing there in Laurel?
So we're really pretty active on Instagram, and that's at Laurel Urban Farms. And we're also pretty active on Facebook, and we've posted a lot of things about the adventures we had on Hometown and all the things we're doing on the farms, trying to take everybody through our process from seed to the gardens and that avenue. And then on our website, we have an email address called or titled hello@laurelurbanfarms.com, and there's a way to sign up for a newsletter there. And Tally's done a wonderful job of putting in quite a many blogs, so that's another thing for people to check out.
And what's y'all's first festival on the docket when it comes warmer season?
So we have a Mississippi-made festival that's going to be in Laurel, right next to Laurel Mercantile. There's a big green area, and that is, I believe, March 15th, and we'll be there all day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and then we're hoping to get into the Hub City Festival into Hattiesburg, and then
Loblolly.
Loblolly is really our biggest festival of the year. That's not until October. and there's usually around 18,000 people that show up for that festival in Laurel.
Well, it will be March before we know it, guys, and it will be warmer, and people will be getting out and enjoying, but also planning. So thank you all for your advice and information today, and your website one more time for folks to go and order.
LaurelUrbanFarms.com.
Thank
you so much, Rebecca.
It's been a zippy good day, guys. My new word, thanks to Tally.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and you guys stick with us. We've got more for you coming up next.